In my last video, I pointed out that the problem with anterior pelvic tilt is not necessarily the tilt. In this video, I want to show that the problem with hip drop is not glute weakness. Glute weakness. That's not really what it is unless there's an injury or you pulled a muscle or something like that. For the average person, that's not what's causing this on every step to happen. What that is a lack of engagement through the pelvic core. The exact same reason that the anterior pelvic tilt can be a problem is the same thing that's letting the hip drop. And so normally with hip drop, when the weight is bared entirely on this leg, that this hip shouldn't drop down. So you're running and each time this foot lands, this hip drops, that's a problem. So logically, most people think, okay, well, it's because these muscles over here that can do this aren't working right. So then they'll give you all kinds of stuff to do like that and resistance bands and all kinds of stuff focusing on strengthening these muscles. These muscles do lift the pelvis, but they get their signal from having the right engagement through the pelvic and lumbar core. This signals this. This isn't meant to just work on its own with no signaling from the rest of the body. Here's an example. If I'm here and I bear the weight of my body, we don't want that hip to like totally collapse. So when I bear the weight on this leg, I could do this with my glute muscles over here. But if I'm running a marathon and this glute muscle has to do this on every single step, it's gonna get tired. And so by the end of that marathon or somewhere in there, you're gonna have your hips dropping because these muscles just got tired. Rather than using my glutes to do this, I can simply just engage through the midline of my pelvic and lumbar core and cause that same thing to happen. So I'm not doing anything with this. I'm focusing on what I'm doing here, and it's causing this. This signals this. They're designed to receive a signal from what's known as the posture line in your body, the deep front line. It's signaling everything when to tighten in order to create stability through the whole body. We're not relying on the muscles that are meant to move us around to create vertical posture and vertical stability. The deep front line is designed for that, and it doesn't tire out easily. It's slow twitch muscles and fascia for the most part, and it is designed to transfer forces and to create stability through the midline of your body. It gives the muscles that move us around a stable place from which to do their job against, okay? So the problem with hip drop is not the glute med, it is engagement. It is engagement. As an example, I'm going to do it from up high, and I'm going to just try to use my glute meds to keep this hip from dropping. So let's see what happens, just as an experiment. Here we go. I'm going to be unengaged here, but I'm going to try to use my glute meds to keep my hip from dropping. Well, okay, now let's try it again. And I'm going to be engaged, which will signal my glute meds to be active, and they'll be able to bear that force better. So let's do it now. Which looked better. So now magnify that on a long run, 5-mile run, 10-mile run, 20-mile run, whatever. Every single step you're unengaged, and every single step there's this global collapse happening through your entire body. So the thing we need to focus on relearning is how to be engaged to create support through the midline of our body. Let's focus on that, and you'll find that you'll get to a place where everything becomes more effortless and safer because you've placed your body into a position where it's functioning more in the way it was designed to function in the first place.